The full-size truck segment is a very important category here in America. Just a couple days ago, Chevy showed us the all-new Silverado, and today Ram has showed us the all-new version of the Ram 1500 truck. Now this truck has a lot of loyalty with the full-size segment. As you can see here, this is the new Rebel model. It has plenty of ground clearance and a metal skid plate. I'm at the 2018 Detroit Auto Show. Let's take a first look. FCA introduced the Ram brand back in 2009. The company has seen a huge increase in sales over the years, and the Ram 1500 is their core model. This is the vehicle that they sell the most of here in America. You can see the design of this all-new version certainly shows a lot of new design language for the Ram brand. This particular one that I'm showing you is the Rebel trim, so it has its own unique front fascia, its own unique look on the front end for skid plates, and the headlights. Now, Ram says that you can choose between a projector halogen, an LED, and then an adaptive full LED, which is going to be reserved for the higher trims. So the wheels on this particular one, because it's the Rebel, these are 18-inch wheels. They're all-terrain Goodyear tires. It has a lift in the suspension to give you guys more ground clearance because this is the off-road oriented model. And the Ram continues to be the only truck in the segment, the full-size truck, that has a four-corner air suspension. So you kind of choose between traditional coil springs or that air suspension. Now, in terms of the rest of the body, Ram was able to add 4 inches to the wheelbase if you guys get the biggest cab configuration, which is great because Ram was also able to take about 300 pounds of weight out of this vehicle because of a mixture of aluminum and steel in the actual structure. Now at the rear of this all-new Ram, it also has a new look to it with the taillights. They're kind of darkened because this is the Rebel trim, and then you have the Ram spelled out on the tailgate. I also really like the dual exhaust that's integrated into this particular model. I think it kind of gives it a sport truck badass look to it, which is really great. Now, Chevy was the first to introduce the power-operated rear tailgate. Ram kind of followed up a couple days later. So this also will have a power opening rear tailgate. This particular one doesn't have it. It is an option, of course, but the bed itself is massive. And then Ram was very proud of the fact that they are targeting best-in-class towing and best-in-class payload, especially for the half-ton segment. So under the hood of the new Ram, this is where a lot of truck buyers also really care about. The powertrains haven't really changed. You still get a choice between the 3.6 Pentastar V6 or this 5.7 liter Hemi V8. Now, what Ram did add is the mild hybrid system, e-torque is what they call it, from the Jeep Wrangler, which does add about 90 foot-pounds of torque on the V6 or 130 on this V8. Horsepower numbers haven't changed, still 305 for the V6 or 395 on this V8 model, all going out through an 8-speed automatic, which is 2 gears less than what you're going to get in the F-150 and the Silverado with their 10-speed automatics. Now, fuel economy hasn't really been announced yet. Expect Ram to do that at a later date. Now, if those of you who are wondering where's the diesel, Ram was the first half-ton to offer a diesel. They said the Eco Diesel is coming back later in the year. They didn't have specs on it yet. However, in the new Jeep Wrangler, it'll make 260 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque, which is actually more than what Ford just introduced in the F-150. I imagine a lot of owners are going to be going for that. Ram says that they are going to reclaim the highest torque and horsepower figures in the diesel segment when that eventually comes to market. So the interior of the all-new Ram really showcases a lot of new technology, so I want to show you guys that really quickly. Now, first of all, when you first open the door, this is the Laramie trim, and I love the power deploying running boards. It really helps short guys like myself get into this big vehicle. But getting in, wow, this is really easy to get in with this power deploying running board. And then when you actually get into this interior, wow. Now this is, I believe, the top of the line trim level, but really it's all just dominated by this huge 12-inch Uconnect 4th generation head unit. I mean, it's not as big as what you find in like a Tesla Model S, but I love that Ram has gone with this huge 12-inch display that they've kind of portraited out this way. And they've also left hard buttons, which is really important, especially in the full-size truck segment. Now, when I first get inside this vehicle, I'm noticing that it does feel very roomy. I can't say for sure if it's roomier than a Silverado or an F-150, but I'll take their word for it when they say this is the roomiest interior in the segment. Now, the quality of the materials in here is also first rate. You have stitching, real stitching on the door panels, on the dash. It's all soft touch. This lower portion here is even soft touch, so I'm really impressed by that. A couple things I'm also noticing: there's a new steering wheel, some new switch gear. There's a new rotary controller dial here for the 8-speed automatic, and really this head unit. Now, I love Uconnect. It's one of the best systems in the business, but I have to say, the size of this screen It's just really impressive. So I'm gonna have to wait until I can show you guys a full review of this truck when it actually does come onto market. But the navigation display here, it looks great. I think this is gonna be a really big selling point, especially those of you who want the highest tech. I mean, you're gonna get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You're gonna get a 360 camera system in addition to all the driver assistance stuff like automatic braking, blind spot monitoring, and the adaptive cruise control with stop and go capabilities. Now, this new truck will go on sale later this year with no pricing yet announced. Expect Ram to show that at a later date. For Redline Reviews at the 2018 Detroit Auto Show, I'm Sophie Day.